certainly. I've certainly heard stories of young people. One goes into education, incurs a lot of debt through achieving a tertiary education qualification, while another goes straight into an early
trade,
into a trade apprenticeship, and moves through, and they have a much more secure and future ahead of them than the person who pops out of tertiary education with something that isn't necessarily applicable, because experience obviously is counts. There's that. I'm interested in this focus on STEM. The idea that, okay, well, if we get the basic, people have the core skills that they need to succeed: mathematics, technology, English. That will give them a lot of resilience and flexibility to go into things.
Right.
Whereas flexibility and resilience may actually come from dealing with subjects which are less well defined, such as the arts, when and those have been stripped away. But in fact, they may offer more resilience to people who are used to dealing with ambiguity.
Yeah.
One of those things when you look forward ahead into the future, you're not just necessarily looking at one future. You might look at multiple futures, because there can be a divergence of possibilities out there. So being able to deal with ambiguity is a useful trade for people.
For sure. And I guess similar to your point, I mean, the past 10, 15 years, it was always thought that, finance would be a safe career choice to get into. But nowadays we're seeing that, AI hedge funds beginning to kind of disrupt, financial planners and investors in a substantial scale over the past 2 to 3 years, especially.
Yeah,
we're seeing the same thing with accountants, where accounting software is basically killing the low end of accounting. And as AI really makes headway into that field, potential AI accountants might supplant human accountants in giant corporations, and even software engineering, which you think is such a relatively safe and profitable field to get into.
Yeah.
Even that, some even software engineers are beginning to think that AI will be able to program its own software over the next 15 years or so. So at that point, it's not so much how do you build this thing, but figuring out how to tell the software what to build, what questions to ask.
That's where the creative premium that humans have over technologies which have some embedded thinking in them. So it's our creative ability to direct the tools of tomorrow to build the things that we need of tomorrow. Yeah. But not everyone's going to have that creative strength. So there might be very practical, physical things, fine, tasks that require fine skills that technology will take some time to develop. And that sort of takes me back to that meaning of that challenge, the challenge of meaning that we have, and how to respect people doing, and respect yourself for doing a task. You're rewarded for your contribution to the community.